Hi, and welcome back. It's September 1st, 1339, and we're here to discuss the main game loop mechanic of EU5, the Parliament. If you look at the screen at the top, a new icon appeared saying the Parliament is now possible to convene. The Cortes is the Spanish Parliament. So this is the main game loop mechanic of EU5. It's the main feature that the game is centered around currently, and if you call this within the first month that it's available, you can call a parliament every 5 years. So we're going to click into this. And one side thing to discuss for more intermediate players first is that depending on where we call our parliament, if we have a successful parliament, we can move our country values either towards centralization or decentralization. Now for this walkthrough, we will go over all of the values in depth and how you should think about them later on in the series, but I just wanted to let people know. For this walkthrough, it doesn't really matter because we actually intend to purposefully lose our parliament. Why? I'm going to go through that now. So I'm going to click in Parliament. It doesn't really matter if we have it go through our capital or through any location that's there. So I'm going to choose the capital. I do want to choose something with a high % chance to pass though. So we have host army exercises and increase ties to neighbors. We don't intend to actually pass this parliament issue. So really the only thing that we are looking for is this while the issue is being debated thing. We can either get +2 Diplo rep or army tradition decay modifier that makes it decay slower. I don't think we have any army tradition. We haven't really gone to war at all. We are going to choose this one for +2 Diplo rep. So why do we have zero intentions of passing our first parliament issue? The reason is because we are going to use the parliament for another cause. So if we click in here into our parliament in session, you can see these special things that you can do with 50% parliament support. You can request additional taxes, fabricate casus belli, ask for larger levies, ask for law changes. We are going to choose fabricate casus belli. So we can actually use our parliament to go to war against Portugal. Portugal has land that we really want. It's very important for the country. And we want to expand because we are Castile and we want to become Spain and own all of Iberia. So we are going to choose this. But first, what we need to do is we need to get 50% in our parliament. Now, we chose one of the ones that's really high. So we're already at 48.21%. So when we go down here, we can actually use any of these three to get up to 50%. So we can choose the best one. The nobility want us to give them a new law, and we lose -12 stab. That's weirdly not the worst in the world, although we're going to lose it because I think that we're going to talk about laws later, but I think that this is actually a better law. It's going to make our noble levies bigger. We want them bigger. It's going to make all of our levies fight better. We want them better. And it's going to move us towards quality, but I think our current law already does that. So, but that's going to make us dangerously low on our stability. I also don't want to pick that just because this is a walkthrough and most people won't get that as their first thing, so I'm not going to use it. Let's go look at the second one. The civil law, again, this is very weird. We get 2 laws. What's our current law? Legislative efficiency. This is something good to bring up. So The second one is the clergy want us to change a policy, but this can be a trap because in this case, not only are we losing the stability to go to a different law, which we could do for the 50% parliament support, but we're actually going towards a worse law. So be very careful when you get these agendas. They don't always move your country forward. Sometimes being progressive actually moves your country backwards. So here we go to centralization. So they both give centralization, but our current law gives legislative efficiency. It's not the most powerful mechanic, but it's something. Whereas, oh, so they're exactly the same, other than the fact that our current law also gives clergy estate satisfaction. So this one is always going to be better because it gives all three things, whereas this one only gives two. So you're paying stability to move backwards. It's not something you want to do. So we're going to have to go with naval support. Naval is actually a pretty strong country value. We are a peninsula, and a core part of our gameplay is going to be around our coastline because we are a peninsula. So here we lose army tradition, but we gain parliament support and we move towards naval. And we want to move towards naval because naval is really strong for coastal countries. If you're in the middle of Central Asia, then naval is not the way to go. So we're going to click this. We now have over 52% parliament support. It's important to know that when you do these agendas, one of the downsides is that it will lower your state satisfaction. I had to take a really bad event on my way here, and so this is really low. This is not good. However, it's going to slowly go up. We are pretty stable, and also if things ever get bad, we can bribe them with some money to move them up a bit, but this is okay. It's going to go up. Once it's above 30%, it's going to be a lot better. But just wanted to point that out, that ideally early game, because of the way Spain is set up, you hope you can change your policy with the noble agenda, because part of the way our laws are set up, they, with this Cortes de Castilla, they actually have an agenda impact plus 20%. But just because they give a higher percentage doesn't mean you want to do it if it's moving your country in the wrong way. So we have 50%. Let's use that for a CB on Portugal. In this run, we can see that Portugal has rivals and enemies, but they do not have an ally, which is actually easier than the walkthrough run that I've played for this tutorial video. So this should be pretty straightforward for any brand new player. Someone who's brand new to EU5, you should be able to beat Portugal pretty easily as Castile in a one-on-one. So we are going to go here to fabricate CB. We are going to choose Portugal. We want to capture their capital anyway, so let's just choose this. If you want it to be very specific, I would probably choose one of these down here, but I don't think it matters. We're going to choose Extremadura. And there you go. That's our first parliament. We have a unpressed casus belli. Unpressed means we haven't used it yet. It expires in 1344, so we have a few years to do it. And we will decide to do it in April of next year. So that'll be when the next video is. It'll pick off during my walkthroughs run where I fight against Portugal and Navarra. And I'll show you how to win that war. And good luck in your EU5 runs.